Hi, I'm Radian, and this is a grammatical failure in the first few seconds of the video. That's what that is. This is an example video where I show what the trainer I made does. On the left you should see the trainer Windows contents, on the right you should see the game's Windows contents, assuming I got this crap to composite properly. Now let me jump into the game. Of course it's nighttime. Alright, so the first code on the list is no direct damage. Normally what happens when you get hit is that the game calculates how much damage you should take, you know, factoring in the monster and your equipment and all that jazz, then subtracts it from your health value and memory. So what the first code does is it scans for the specific assembly pattern that marks out the line of code that subtracts the actual value from your health, and then no-ops it or comments it out. Basically makes it non-functional. Normally you get hit, boom, damage, subtracted from your health. Now let's enable this, give it a second, because it's got to scan for the thing. And there we go, we can get hit all we want and we don't die. This is unlike other things you may have seen for Terraria that will just, you know, constantly reset your health to full, because with those, if you take more damage than you actually have health, you'll still die, because your health will be reduced to 0 before it can be refilled. You know, it's reduced to 0 immediately. This stops the reduction altogether. So, you know, that, what is it, the Dungeon Guardian, that Skeletron-looking head thing from the dungeons, I could run over there and he could ram into me 10,000 times doing 9999 damage, and it wouldn't do anything because the damage is never actually subtracted from my health. Now that I'm done playing Leapfrog with these zombies, yeah, I probably should have brought better weapons and a copper sword, but this is just a throwaway character in a world. Fuck it. I'm just putting on one-hit kill anything. There we go. Now, you may have noticed it takes a second between when I say I'm turning something on and when the text actually turns red and the effect is actually activated. That's because Terraria uses managed code. It does not load everything in at once. For example, when you start the game, the snippet of code that, you know, concerns your health value when you get hit is not actually loaded until the first time you get hit. So things aren't always loaded in the same order or the same places, so that's why this has to search out where the code is. So it actually has to search through all the game's code, well, in assembly and memory, to find the right one. Alright, so I've talked about no direct damage. Might as well do one-hit kill, since I had to enable that anyways to get these zombies off of me, because it's nighttime. The one-hit kill anything code actually modifies two segments, because there's two lines of health for enemies. One concerns normal enemies, and the other concerns worm-like enemies. This includes, you know, the Eater of Worlds and Destroyer of Worlds, also the giant worms, those, what do you call them? Those giant skeleton snake things down in the underworld. I haven't played this game in a while, forgive me. The way I did one-hit kill is that there's a snippet of code, of course, that subtracts the monster's health. Well, what I did there is I generally try to keep all the modifications using the same number of assembly characters so that I don't have to move any instructions or memory around, because with a game like Terraria, that's pretty damn messy, because it's already moving crap all over and rewriting itself all over the place, and I'm too lazy to deal with that. So I generally try to keep everything the same size. So what I did is I changed the, crap, what do you call it? I changed the register that it's dealing with. Normally it would, and this is just an example, I don't have the code in front of me right now because I'm dealing with the finished trainer, not the work in progress. Generally, it would calculate how much damage should be done, store it in, say, register EAX or something, and then subtract register EAX from the monster's current health. This is the same thing that's done with the player's health, just a different snippet of code somewhere else. However, generally instructions only deal with one or two registers at a time. One of the other registers that was in use at the time had a very large address in it. I'm not exactly sure what the address is or what the address is for, but the address when converted to decimal is way more health than monsters actually have, so I just had it subtract the address from the monster's health, because that'll just kill anything anyways. And, you know, even though I'm dealing with the address, I'm not actually writing anything to it, so I feel it's safe enough. Alright, let's see, invincibility after hit. The major annoyance saber. This one should be kind of obvious. When you're hit in Terraria, you have 2/3 of a second of invincibility. You should have 2/3 of a second of invincibility if you're maintaining 60 frames per second, because the game's timing sucks. So let me turn that on. There we go, get hit, bam. Now I don't have to worry about things knocking me around anymore. Hey zombie, you just gonna stand on top of me? Yep. No, you're just gonna jump on top of me. Who do you think you are, Mario? Alright. That just kind of goes without saying. Oh, right, when you're hit, there's an invincibility timer value in memory, and every frame subtracts, every frame of game time, or every game logic cycle or whatever, it subtracts 1 from that value. What I did is I took that subtraction and I commented it out. So effectively your invincibility timer is paused. When I turn the code off, it unpauses and my invincibility will wear out like usual. Alright, control 3, no fire/poison damage. You know what, I'm just gonna like fall all the way down here. Yeah, you saw right there, 450 damage, and I didn't even care. It's kind of funny to see how many blood sparkles you can get. Let's try it. Bam, look at that. 2,820 damage, but because no direct damage is on, and this one actually means no direct damage, don't die. Oh, bunny in the water. There we go, there's all the lava. Hi, guide. There's all the lava. Now if we just ignore the crafting table and go over here, bam. Now even though I'm not taking damage from the lava itself, the fire effect is slowly whittling away at my health because that's a different, line of code entirely. So let me turn it on, try it again, and wait, did I actually... There we go. Sluggish key response. So yeah, there we go. Now, fire and poison won't damage you. Fire and poison use the same line of code, so yeah, so this one thing changes both of them. Also, cursed flames use the same line of code either, because they all do the same amount of damage, and they all work the same way, so... Alright, let's see, what's next? No drowning. Alright, this will be fun. Let me turn on no invincibility. Let me turn on invincibility, and I accidentally turned on have demon wings. Turn that off. Alright, there we go. Now, not taking any damage from either the lava or the fire, and the guy's fireballs are passing right through me, but I can still die from, the breath wearing out. Every character's maximum breath amount is 200. This can technically be changed in-game, as I posted in the, Terraria hacking did you know thread, but there's no items to do it. So let me turn on no drowning. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, there we go. You can do it. I knew you could do it. This sluggish key response is annoying as hell, and I keep hitting demon wings. You just have to ignore that. I haven't played the game in a while. The controls are awkward to me. As you can see, the breath meter never even appears because the breath meter only shows when your breath value is below its maximum. And since the breath meter is never actually reduced, it never even shows up. So this is sort of like the invincibility timeout. In fact, it's pretty much the same thing as the invincibility timeout. There's a value that's subtracted from, and this stops the subtraction. Yay! Alright, 1 crystal maxes HP. That's the next code. Luckily, I am slightly prepared this time, so let me turn that code on. Alright, let me eat 1 life crystal. Bam. Now, normally what happens is the game checks whether your health is currently below 400, or if it's at or below 380 or something. I'm not sure on the actual check. It didn't even matter for me, so I didn't memorize it. Then it takes reduce, you know, your health, adds 20 to it, and then sets it. What this does is just immediately sets your health to 400 no matter what it is. So, by the way, if you do have a character that has over 400 max HP, which is possible with hacks, and you grab one of these things and decide to eat it somehow and like bypass the check, it will reset you back to 400, so just be warned. Oh, speaking of Demon Scythe, what do we have here? Infinite MP. But I guess it would help if I actually had some MP in the first place so I could cast a spell right back at him. Well, that's why I have Control 7, 1 crystal maxes MP. Bam. Maximum MP, which is 200. Now I can turn on Infinite MP. There we go. Yay, infinite spells, and all that jazz. It's kind of funny I got a Demon Scythe. Might try to keep that. Alright, let's see. On to the movement codes. Infinite double jump. Adorable. I just cannot talk today. Wait, what? Sluggish control is going to get me killed one of these days. Yay! And I hit that again somehow. Alright. Here we go! Just clouding up to the sky. It'd help if I held a torch because Terraria is so damn dark. So yeah, it's pretty much what it says. Oh, as I talked about in the thread, the way double jumps work, when you have the item, you're touching the ground in every logic cycle or every frame, the game sets your remaining double jumps to 1. And when you jump, it is set to 0. It is not subtracted by 1, it is explicitly set to 0, which is kind of annoying. Anyways, this just no ops or comments out that little bit of code. Let's see. Let me turn that off so I can turn on have rocket boots and then infinite rocket boots. Just because, you know, both of them are fun. Whee! So, you know, this is going to be great for building giant craps in the sky, so you don't have to worry about falling and dying and all that jazz. As far as the graphics, this assumes rocket boots. If you have nothing, it just gives you the flame rocket boots, just because I think that's, you know, stereotypical classic rocket boots here. Alright, and let's turn those off, and finally I want to enable it this time, have Demon Wings. Control W, a very easy to reach shortcut. This gives you Demon Wings because there's two kinds of wings, Demon and Angel, and Demon Wings are checked for and set before Angel Wings in the code, so it was simpler for me to do this. Also, I figured people would like Demon Wings because, I don't know, I just assumed people would like Demon Wings better. And Control Q to give us infinite wings. And yeah, just fly forever. Yay. Alright, let's see the next code. I'm just going to leave the wings on for now because they just make things easier. Buffs/debuffs don't time out. This, people probably won't even use it, because buffs and debuffs are treated almost the exact same by the game. Let me turn off invincibility so I can actually catch fire. Bam. Let me turn invincibility back on. Now you'll notice that the on fire is not timing out. Buffs and debuffs are treated the same by the game code, except that you can't right-click to remove debuffs. They're removed by the nurse, or timing out. I couldn't find an easy way to differentiate between buffs and debuffs while staying, you know, within the code limits, so it's just like this. I mean, it's not that useful anyways. If you have access to everything here, you're not going to be using many buff potions. So let me turn that off. Alright, what's next? Rapid fire ranged. This one's okay. Alright, so I'm going to save and exit because I want to get back to the overworld because this darkness is annoying. Yay, daytime! Alright, rapid fire ranged. Click, 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 and it's eating through my ammo, but I'll turn on infinite ammo max. Alright, so what happens is every weapon has its own sort of timeout. When you when you click, there's a period of time before you can click again. During that period of time, your character is set to be firing. So what I did was change the weapon's actual fire speed, but not the character's fire speed, which is why your character seems to have the same sort of animations, but they will rapidly fire projectiles during the entire animation. So let me turn on infinite ammo just to make this test easier. So you can see I can just click, 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 and just fire out a hail of arrows or, you know, whatever other sort of ammo is going on here. Don't even know why I need to collect them, it's just Terraria habit. Just gotta pick up your own arrows, you know? Alright, so there's a, so this is sort of reverse of what normally happens. When you fire, there are some timers that are set. I no-opt the timer being set. No, actually I didn't no-op it. I modified the timers so that instead of being set to the value of a register, which marks the speed for the current weapon, it always sets it to 1, so it just rapid fires like crazy. This isn't the best version of rapid fire. I was actually working on a different version that worked better. You know, it didn't take the weapon speed and force it on you as well, or it didn't take the firing animation speed to be more specific. But then I just lost interest in Terraria, and I was having trouble with that one anyway, so I really doubt I'm going to put it in here. Alright, might as well jump right to infinite ammo. Infinite ammo works for ammo that's both in your ammo slots and in your main inventory. Doesn't matter, both of them use the same line of code to subtract the actual ammo. Works for anything that's considered ammo. Arrows, gel, bullets, various bullets, seeds, what have you. Alright, the one I skipped over, right-click clones stackable items. It says stackables, and I also point out main inventory because for some reason, let's turn that on real quick, for some reason the pickup code is slightly different for your main inventory versus coins versus ammo versus chests. Now main inventory versus chests I can understand, but coins and ammo I really can't. So as you can see when I right click, it just picks them up like normal. But if I were to put one in my inventory, whoops, this isn't Minecraft, George. I'm trying to use the wrong controls here, and pick one up, it literally just creates them out of thin air. And I can pick up as many as I want. I can pick up a whole stack. In fact, I can start from 1 and pick up a whole stack. So that's about all she wrote about that. Also, it has to be stackable items. Non-stackables do not have a right-click to pick up function, so the line of code that modifies that function won't work on them. Basically, when you right-click on a stack, it subtracts 1 from the stack, and I commented that out, so it doesn't actually subtract 1 from the stack. So, you know, you can just pick up a stack, and I'm gonna risk being offensive here and just make the whole Jesus dividing the fish and bread comment. Alright, now that we're done with that, an offshoot of this, Control-I, infinite item use/placement. I put use/placement there because it counts for 2 types of items. First type of item is, you know, furniture type placement items. Notice that my stack of 250 there is not actually being subtracted. Same sort of thing here, when you use it, it tries to subtract 1, and this modifies the code so that it doesn't actually subtract 1. Let me turn off rapid fire range. Let me just toss a TNT. And toss another! Yay, infinite TNT. Now, if I were to actually have rapid fire ranged on and do this, it would do that. Yeah. So, try not to use both of those codes at once unless you want to destroy your own adventure map. Just like maybe out of anger or some crap like that. Alright, almost to the end. Actually, I'm not even going to show you the last 2. It's pretty much more inventory stuff. Infinite buff potion shortcut and infinite health potion shortcut. Because the lines of codes that subtract the stacks from your buff potions and health potions are different than the ones that subtract from your inventory when you actually have them in your hotbar or out of your inventory and use them. So you can see I can even use it from my inventory with the infinite use code on. You know, this just made me realize I never made an infinite magic potion shortcut. Or maybe that uses the same code as the health potion shortcut and I just forgot to edit the text. Oh well, no one even gives a crap. Oh. Oops. Oh well, at least I'm only destroying the bridge. So yeah, don't play with TNT, kids.